Hello and welcome to the News Minute. The rape and murder of doctor in Kolkata has sparked massive outrage across the country. There are doctors who are protesting, demanding justice for the doctor who was killed in Kolkata, and also they are demanding safety and security for people who are involved in medical profession. To talk about this, I have with me Dr. Shanthi, who is part of the Doctors for Social Equality Association. Thank you so much for talking to us, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am, you must have been interacting with a lot of doctors. You are in Delhi for the protest and for a meeting with the other representatives of different organizations. Can you tell us what exactly the doctors are thinking at this point in time? Because on one hand, the protests are raging. There are protests that are happening across the country. And what does the medical fraternity demand now?
the medical fraternity are very much upset because when there is such kind of incident, there is a knee-jerk reaction throughout the country, and there will be some kind of a protest. Some people will support in social media, and after a few days, no, they will forget, and nobody is trying to solve the core issue, trying to address the core issue, because what has happened in Kolkata is happening in other parts of the country also. The situation and the environment which precipitated the incident, what were the root causes, were available each and every colleges, including Tamil Nadu, and every colleges or medical colleges of the country. Coming to medical colleges, it is unique. Unlike other arts colleges, it is not 9 to 5. The regular timing is not there. You have to be there for 24 hours and 365 days. You have to work, and then after regular timings, that is after 5 o'clock, the situation in any place will be different. After 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, any place will be different. So you have to talk about the say CCTV camera, number of securities, and other systems. But unfortunately, the government is not taking any step, whether it is state government or central government. They are very insensitive. Every time what has happened, the victim blaming is going on. Why this girl went to seminar hall? What is the necessity? All these things. So she went to seminar hall because to study and to take a power nap. What is wrong in that? And second thing, see, the thing is, you have not provided a place for resting for the PG trainees. And that is a scenario. Again and again, our Doctors Association for Social Equality is telling to restrict the duty timing of the doctors. We went to the court, the Chennai High Court also given too many judgments in favor of us, but it is just getting converted into the GO, but it is not getting practiced. The similar situation is there throughout the country. The National Medical Commission has recently taken some study about the duty hours, and they have come out with their own idea circular that don't give too much of time, and another mental health task force document also received by National Medical Commission recently, which is also telling that the students are coming to study. They are not the replacement of the regular duty doctors, so you have to treat them like that only. So in that way, the government and state government and central government should have provided safety and security to the all doctors, and especially female doctors. The medical industry is full of female dominance, taking to staff nurses or doctors, and any other field. Now the females are coming out. They are coming out to study and to have a very good career, and eminent doctors are there. What this society is giving to us in front of it against this? See, many junior doctors are telling that we want to quit this profession itself, because
Okay.
the insensitivity given by the principal of this institute. He said this is it's like a suicide. So how can you see, after seeing a body of a person in this, even a layman can say it is a murder? How can you say this is suicide? So that shows the
Yes, ma'am.
insensitivity. And
That was my question. That what happened in Kolkata Hospital, KG Car Hospital, the response of the hospital administration, the response of the state government, the way they have handled this issue, because the incident happened and there was massive protests that were taking place in Kolkata for a very long time. But the
yeah.
way the state government and the hospital administration has reacted in this issue, do you think that they're trying to cover up something?
Yeah, with reference to the hospital administration, immediately they said two, three insensitive statements like why she went there and it is a suicide, and there was a delay in informing the parents, and there was a delay in showing the dead body of their own daughter to the parents. Why should you hide something? If it is not your fault and nothing have happened, you should be transparent. More and more you're transparent, more and more you are going to gain the confidence of the parents and also the society. And some people are telling don't politicize this issue. See, we are not not politicizing the issue. These kind of insensitive statement, insensitive approaches by the hospital administration is telling that hospital is a very old hospital and it has got its own police system. So you have got a person who is a criminal activity and he has got so many complaints even inside the hospital with reference to a attender, with a female attender. So how can you have hire a such person, and that person is roaming around the hospital as if he is the police, and so it is easy for him to go anywhere, and he knows what is happening, he knows who is sitting there, who is going to rest there, all these things. So this is the way, and on top of it, CCTV cameras are not working in many of the places. So this is the situation. See, one incident has happened which is not predictable, which is not preventable, that is different. Here every incidents are allowed to happen by the system, by maintaining the very wrong behavior of this administration. Nobody is bothered where the PG students are sitting, where they are residing, where they are resting, and something of that kind. And even the central government is trying to politicize this issue as against the Trinamool Congress government. That should not be the way. See what happened in COVID time. The whole India, all doctors throughout the country wanted a central hospital healthcare worker and hospital protection act. When it came into the parliament, we all expected that at least because of the pandemic, it will go through in the parliament and it will get it enacted. But unfortunately, they have enacted the act, but with the rider that it is only for a COVID period. It's only for the pandemic period. So why the state government are not bothered to enact one act which supports the hospital care workers? See, you have to work. It's an emergency service. You cannot go away. And whether you like it or not, whether you are male or female, you have to treat the patients very nearer to you. So very adjacent to you, whether they are in an inebriated condition, whether they have under the influence of alcohol or any other drug, whether you are an enemy, irrespective of the caste to treat, you are supposed to treat the person in an emergency situation, and that is the very noble nature of our profession. So allow us to do our profession in a noble way in which we can do our service to the people. For that, the central government should enact this Central Hospital Healthcare Worker and Hospital Protection Act immediately, and they have to take away that word of pandemic. So only in case of pandemic you need doctors, but rest of the time you are not bothered about the safety and security of the doctors. This is not the way. And coming to the female doctors, everywhere throughout the country, the Visakha committee is not there in medical colleges. In many places, it is not there. Even in Tamil Nadu, right now we have 2-3 complaints. The complaints came to our association just because there is no Visakha committee who is heading it. To whom we have to approach it. So the poor girl students are approaching us to just to know what to do, where to do. And unfortunately, every case has got a solid evidence. That means the culprit are ready to do any misbehavior with a girl, irrespective. If they are not ready to even leave the evidences so that they will get caught, because nobody is taking action. Why, if at all any action, that will be the maximum transfer. See, transfer is not an action. It's not a punishment. It's just a procedure. So it is just conveying nothing. So the girl students and women doctors are very, very upset about the behavior of both the state government and central government, the insensitivity about of this issue, how the way it is being dealt by the hospital administration.
Okay, in this case, in the case of Kolkata, the principal of that college was transferred from that particular hospital, and he was immediately he was posted. And on the night when there was a massive protest where on August 14 to reclaim the night, the people had gathered demanding justice for this doctor, and then a mob enters the hospital and vandalizes the crime scene. The body of the doctor who was raped and killed was at the 4th floor, but the mob was able to access till the 3rd floor. How did this happen, and how did the police not know about it, and what kind of precautionary measures were put in place? What exactly is the hospital administration and the state government trying to hide?
Yeah, how did it happen? That is one question. And before that, there is one more question: why it should happen? See, a doctor is brutally murdered, raped and murdered. So only one person, Sanjay Rai case, his name is coming. So who is that mob? Who is coming there to support that person? So naturally, he is not a politically influential person. He is just a low-grade person only. So there is something else is there, which is some administration or somebody else is trying to hide this problem. So some cover up somebody. That is the situation. That is the doubt we are getting it. See, the doctors are protesting for after losing a life of a colleague, and they are doing their protest in their own campus in a silent manner, in a peaceful manner. So who is planning outside the campus to disturb this protest and also to reach the body of that doctor. That is the madam who died of this incident. So that is the very important reason we have to think of it. And then CBI is taking action, but the speed is not adequate. So they have to act it in a faster manner, because it happened in a very small place where every access is there, CCTV camera is there, so and this third floor is not accessible to all. That seminar hall is not accessible to all. So there are only few entries, and the people will know who can enter there, and who are all the people who are aware that there is such hall, and you can go in this way, all these things. So we request the CBI to act in a faster manner, so that all the culprits who are all involved in this should be arrested immediately and punished. Madam Mamata Banerjee has told that they should be hanged till death. All these things are being women, she has told, and she has even reached the place of the parents, and she has spent more than an hour and explained all these things. So what we want from the administration, from doctor, as a secretary, as a women, as a Doctors Association of Social Equality, state government and central government should try to prevent this kind of issues. What happened in Kerala, and few years last year we had a suicide in a private medical college of Tamil Nadu, telling that she was abused by the own professor. So this all happened, whether it is murder or suicide, the sexual abuse and exploitation is being done everywhere. So the state government and central government should take a special initiative, because medical college is a unique place. And here you cannot close the hospital. So you have to run the hospital, whether it is emergency or elective, the 24/7 it should run. So you have to give the protection. And then we have requested our Tamil Nadu state government, and the same thing can be extended to other state also, to form a protection committee. And that committee, the protection is not only for female doctors, protection is not only for sexual exploitation, every aspect. So the protection for doctors, including and healthcare providers, there should be a protection committee. That committee should check everywhere whether CCTV camera is working, whether securities are working, whether securities are under the influence of alcohol, whether they are coming or not, everything. Because there should be some accountability. If something goes wrong, and the whole country is crying for that girl, and then after 2-3 days, everybody is forgetting. But who is going to give that life again, and who is going to prevent it? And every parent are telling that we are really worried to send our girls to colleges. See, every girl is telling from a government college or a private college. These kind of situation can happen anywhere, and that is a very sad and serious sentences. Anybody can enter into a hospital at any time. This is another serious sentence. So we request the state government and central government to take these issues very seriously, make use of this opportunity to pass that Central Healthcare Provider and Hospital Protection Act immediately, and to provide this kind of a protection committee. And we want some kind of a welfare board for the welfare of the doctors and medical students throughout the country, both at the national level and the state level. And this is the three demands about which we are working on it, and we are again and again we are requesting the government more than a decade, and it's not getting materialized. And it's
as part of the association, you may have been interacting with a lot of healthcare professionals. Can you just tell us what are the kind of working conditions that they have in place in other states also? Like you talked about what is the kind of situation in Tamil Nadu, but what about other states? How doctors are being treated there, and what kind of safety and security measures have been put in place to ensure that they are safe?
Yeah, we are in close contact with all doctors throughout the country, and we have an association called Indian Doctors for Peace and Development also, which is functioning throughout the country. And so we know the situation, what's happening in the field. The situation is almost similar in every state, and the doctors, especially the PG trainee doctors, are made to work continuously more than 36 hours routinely. And that is the very important point. They are made to work 24 hours continuously. 36 hours is just like that. It can be more than 48 hours, all these things. The NMC has told more than 72 hours a PG trainee should not work per week, but nobody is bothered. And on top of it, the administration is telling the students are coming voluntarily, they work continuously. Recently, there was a sudden death of a doctor in a reputed institution. The institution head is telling that person worked continuously for a long time. And that person is, the institution head is telling, the dean is telling, no, the death is not because of the overwork. He came voluntarily to learn, like that and all. See, this is the process. Learning process never ends. There is a force, and they are not given leave. There are leave eligibility throughout the country. The eligible leave are not given to the house surgeons and also PG trainees, both UG and PG. And coming to PG students, and most of them are married, they have kids, and they are undergoing a lot of mental trauma because of this, because their stay is not given properly, and very few hospitals only they have a quarter system, limitless, one or two in the country. So most of the colleges, they don't provide a proper hostel for the students who are married, having kids, and that is also adding the mental agony, trauma, because they have to balance everything. And we had on DM postgraduate doctor. She committed suicide, telling that I cannot take care of my own baby, and then what's the point in me studying and me becoming a doctor like that and all. So these kind of harassment is preventable. So we have enough doctors. Recently also you might have seen a paper cutting that our doctor ratio is more than the WHO recommendation. So in spite of that, why we should kind of exploitation, work exploitation, sexual exploitation, verbal exploitation, emotional exploitation is present throughout the country for all postgraduate students, UG, PG, and also super specialty doctors. It should be taken care immediately. The senior doctors should not treat the junior doctors as their enemy. Ragging should not be there. And because they are telling that all senior doctors are around 50s, 60s, 70s, and they are telling we all experienced in our days. So what is the problem? You slog like that. See, 50 years before there was no insurance work. Now the postgraduate students are made to do the insurance work. Because of this medical legal issues and so many issues, they have to maintain too many records. So these issues were not there 50 years before. So the doctors should not compare the situation which was prevailing in the medical system in the hospital 50 years before. Now the situation is very unique. So the junior doctors are made to work in a different area, not only in the learning process. And in district residency program is another serious problem. So in which the postgraduate students, every postgraduate student throughout the country, in their study period, they have to move out of their college for 3 months. So they may be posted anywhere. They may be posted in primary health center. Since 3 years it is going on. Imagine. Okay. So our association is telling it is a very unsafe. Even you cannot give safety to a girl, to a doctor in your own campus. How can you give safety for 3 months who is outside this college? So these are all the things which is not needed, and this district residency program is going to do harm in the safety of the women doctors. The government should take away this program, and that is also another request.
There have been many instances in the past, like the Aruna Shanbag case and Vandana Das case in Kerala. You know, after every incident, we talk about the safety of doctors, the safety of healthcare professionals. But why is that the government is not taking up these things as their priority? Why do you? Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, this is very sad scenario. That's why I mentioned what happened in the parliament during the COVID period. So the whole world was suffering from the pandemic. You don't know. People were asked to stay back in the home, but doctors and the healthcare providers they were just allowed to go outside and to go to the hospital, and they have to work whether they like it or not by force. Willingly the doctors worked, and even then when you enact and act for protection, how can you put a word that it is only for a pandemic period? So this is stuff that the doctors are treated in a heartless manner by the system. So this system is exploitative system, and this system wants to exploit the doctors, and they want cheap labor, and they want only bonded labor kind of behavior doctors only for entire system. And that is why these kind of the district residency program, family adoption program, all these programs which is brought for UG students and PG students are exploitative, and it is unsafe. See, already the situation is unsafe. Again and again you are creating new schemes which is making more unsafe situation. And second thing, this is to exploit. So what is the advantage of having district residency program? Why you are asking a female doctor to go to a place for 3 months outside, where she will stay? What is the necessity like that? Because if you post a postgraduate student 3 months in a primary health center or a sub center or a district hospital, you need not appoint a permanent doctor. So the government wants to save money. They don't want to appoint a regular doctors on a regular salary. So if you give doctors on a regular salary, the salary will be more. They will be earned leave, maternity leave, this leave, that leave, and other benefits, pension benefits, all these things. So if you exploit these kind of a guaranteed bonded students, they need not appoint the doctors on a permanent basis. And this is the scenario. The policy of the government is pro-corporate, pro-privatization, and it is exploitative. It is not for pro-people, pro-worker, and that is a core issue of this problem.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.